Bonjour, it's me, Madame Johnson again. I'm here to talk to you about les chiffres 30 à 100, the numbers from 30 to 100. And if we think back to what we did with the numbers from like 1 to 29, we kind of follow those same numbers. If you know the numbers for actually from 1 to 20, you're good. That's all you really need to know actually to do all of this other stuff. There's a few new words to learn, a few new patterns, but really the patterns are really what makes this what it is. If you know 1 to 20, those are really the same words that we repeat over and over. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with stuff that really follows the same rules when you're counting up from 21. So if you start counting up from 21, we know the word for 20 is 20, and then we say 21, which is 20 and 1. And then we count up more, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and after 29 we have 30. 30 is the word for 30. And then when we're counting up from 30, we follow the same rules that we would for 20s. We would say 31, 30 and 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So after 39, we end up with 40, which is 40. Now, a word about 40. 40 is one of those words that people sometimes mix up with the word for, 4, and 14, 14, which, by the way, is my favorite word because it takes the word for cat and it puts it with oars. So we have 14, like oars. 14. I love it. Okay. Anyway, but that's not the word for 40. 40 is 40. So if you need to review 4, 14, and 40, those will be good flashcard terms for you. Okay. When we're counting up from 40, same rules apply as in 20 and 30. We'd start with 41, which is 40 and 1, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and after 49, then we end up with 50. And a lot of times people forget that that QU in French sounds like a K. It's 50, not 50. That's not a word. Okay. And then we count up again. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. It's easy to lose your space or lose your spot. 56, 57, 58, 59. So after 59, we end up with 60. And 60 is the number for 60. We're going to count from 60 all the way up to 69. 69. And then things are going to change. So here we go. 61. 61 is 61. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. So now we're at 69. So before we move on to this stuff, I want you guys to reflect that the only new words we've used are these 4. The other words are words you've already learned. It's kind of nice. So up through 69, things are golden. Then the pattern changes and it gets a little funky. So when we get up to 69, 69, we do not have a word like 70 for 70. There's no such word. Instead, we start counting up from 60-10. So the word for 70 is 60-10. It is 70. Oh boy. So 60 plus 10 is 70. It's adding. If you need your calculator, totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so anyway, 70 is 70, and then we count up to 71. There's no such thing as 71, 60, 10, and 1. It's 71. 60, 11 is 71. So if 70 is 70, and 71 is 71, can you guess what 72 is? I'll give you a hint. It starts with 60, with 60. You ready? Okay, I'm going to take my marker, which I left over here, and it is 60. It's not 72, it's 72. 60, 12. Okay, so let's count up to 79. We have 70, 71, 72, and we continue through the teens. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. So now we are up to 6019, and our pattern changes again. So I'm going to draw a line under here to show how things change when we get to 80. When we get to 80, we get to multiply. It's great. And then we actually get to multiply and add. Even better. Okay, so we have 80, and it is 80, 4 20s. And this S here is at the end of 20. That's the only time that's used. It's just there. The rest of the time it's not there. Okay, so we have 80, 4 20s. And then for 81, we have 81, 4 21. Now, remember, with all of this stuff, if I was saying like 31 or 41, I would say 31 or 41. That A, that and, for some reason is not here in 81. It's just 4, 20, and 1 is 81. And then we would count up from our numbers again. We would have 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89. And then we continue with the 70 pattern again. So instead of saying 60, though, we're talking about 90 is 90. 90. 4, 20, 10 is 90. 4 times 20 is 80 plus 10 is 90. Okay, so 90. Then we continue counting up through the teens again. We have 91. And then can you guess what comes after that? 92. 4, 20, 12 is 92. Then we count up some more. 93, 94. That's my cat oars. 14. Okay. 95, 96, 97, 4, 20, 10, 7. Oh boy. 98, 99. And then we have 100, which is so simple. After all of this mumbo jumbo, it's that simple. 100 is 100. Kind of like a penny is 1/100th of a dollar. 100 is 100. 100 is not a dollar, it's 100. Okay. And then if you were to count up further from 100, you would follow the exact same rules that you use counting starting from 1, only you would just put 100 in front of it. Okay? So if we were talking about 101, 101 or 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, etc. Okay, so it's counting up from 100, and you're starting back at the ones again at the beginning of your numbers. Okay, so this is one of those things where it helps if you find something like a random number generator online and program it from 30 to 100 and just kind of randomly like click through it and quiz yourself that way. You can play bingo with friends if you can get a group together with bingo. I've also linked the Jamaican worms. I hope you enjoy them. They're incredibly bizarre. Okay, I'm also going to link a sheet that tells you like phonetically how to pronounce these words, so that helps you too. The thing with these numbers, the biggest thing that helps you is repetition over and over and over again. And remember that the only words that you know that are new are these 4 here and sont. The rest of it is just following a pattern and remembering what the pattern is. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful bonne journée, And I hope you enjoy my camp pushing t-shirt. And have a great bonne journée, la classe de français. And how do I stop this? I never know. Okay.